Welcome to Center of Light. Good to see you tonight. Hello, everyone. A little bit of checking. Everything looks good. No, it doesn't. That is dark. Boom, boom. It's good to see you, folks. Tonight is Center of Light Cause. I'm going to be speaking about effect, the Mandela effect, as well as the butterfly effect, and how this absolutely affects everyone. I'm looking at a couple things, new technology. No drop frames. Yay! Hello, Dr. Katie Camara. Yeah, everything looks good. I hope so. Technology is coming along very well. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions to Center of Light. One more adjustment. I have to make these adjustments when I'm live because it changes when I go live to Facebook. Let's try that. All right, good to see you, folks. Center of Light Cause, Effect, Mandela Effect, and the Butterfly Effect. There we go. It's good to see you tonight. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Katie. Doing a lot of changes, new things. I like new things. We all like things. Get out of denial. You like things. Oh my God, my YouTube ain't there. I'm having fun. So we're gonna fresh that. And we're gonna go get rid of. Let's see what happens. I like playing with technology. We'll leave that one alone for tonight. It's not there. All right. Welcome, everyone. Just want to give a shout out to everyone who supported Center of Light during the dark period when my technology crashed. You have been beautiful. You always are, but you have been beautiful to me. Thank you. Tonight is Center of Light Cause, Effect, Mandela, and Butterfly. Some people believe, many people believe, that Nelson Mandela died before he died. We often have time, hello Robert, we often have times in our life as we look back over the course of it, we swore something did or did not happen, and others will tell us different. The Mandela effect, the butterfly effect. Hello, beautiful Nori Love. Love, Nori Love. So everyone, if you're interested in supporting Center of Light fundraisers so we can continue to move with the technology, I appreciate it. Be it you give a monetary gift, or you give a prayer gift, or a share gift. I'm trying to turn off these captions. I think I did it. Thank you, whether you shared monetarily, whether over prayer or over share. I love you gratefully. I want to say thank you to Linda, who gave her contribution to Center of Light Radio fundraiser, and she bought me a 4K camera. Everything is nice and crisp. Thank you again, Dr. KK and I. As you can see right up here, everything is backwards. Right up here, Center of Light is now Foundation, an LLC company. We're moving to the next level, next level, and next level, and you are contributing wonderfully to that. Thank yous. One more check. I gotta authorize it. I don't know why. I know why. Bruh. There we go. This field's going to start populating here shortly. So thank you very much, y'all. I appreciate you. I'm going to take a break as of tomorrow night as I get my son. Love me some Eden Sky. So let me look at my adverts. I'm all out of place right now, moving around. I've been using this as my new slogan motto. Power. Information is power. Creates breakthroughs. We connect because of said power and said breakthrough to the all-pervading love, which is everything, everywhere, all the time, always has been, is now, and forever will be. Let's do it counseling. Hang out with me, and I hang out with thee. You have an issue, you just can't seem to move through. I get it. We get so close to our lives. My lives are important. It's my life, and it's important as it should be. But we somehow get bogged in mire, even though we're trying to acquire something higher, because we want it so badly, we just can't see. I am that springboard. I'm that sounding board for you. You can give me a love offering. Hey, Keith, I need some time with you. Whether you want me to not say anything and you just want to vent, vent away. It is very important you stay internally referenced to monitor your feelings and emotions, which are different. Same but different. Feelings are, I am connected, I'm congruent. This is how I feel. Emotions are, I've reacted. And this is something we call feeling, but it is absolutely different. If you look at the banner I made, it took me all day. I love it. Of Nelson Mandela, since tonight we're speaking about center of light, cause, everything you do affects. We're speaking about the Mandela effect as well as butterfly effect. If you look at this banner, this thumbnail, you see Nelson Mandela. What a beautiful soul, beautiful man. You also see the butterfly coming to kiss him on his beautiful face. Takes me sometimes hours to do these presentation thumbnails, as they are called. I think my sound might have been a little wonky a minute ago. I had two things open. My apologies. Took me a while. I enjoyed every minute. Smoked a little Mother Earth. Got a little creative. Still doing some adjustments. We're going to get down to some center of light beats right here shortly. And there we go. So let me keeping on. Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary political leader who served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. What exactly did Nelson Mandela do? His government focused on dismantling legacy of apartheid by tackling institutionalized racism and fostering racial reconciliation. The butterfly effect. It's also called the chaos theory. The butterfly effect is the sensitive dependence on initial conditions in which a small change in one state of deterministic nonlinear, from center outward in 360 directions, nonlinear. I see this for me. In a deterministic nonlinear system can result in larger differences in a later state. The Mandela effect refers to a situation in which a large mass of people believe that an event occurred when it did not. Looking at the origin of the Mandela effect, some famous examples as well as some potential explanations for this strange confluence of perceptions can help to shed light on this unique phenomena. Butterfly effect. Someone who is nuts, crazy, no sense of balance, ready to take people out. And all it took was one more straw on the camel's back. But instead, when you went to the grocery store, you opened up the door for the person and you said, "Hello, how you doing?" You changed that person's life. On and on and on and on. And this person takes this with them throughout their day. So forth, so on, and on and on and on. The butterfly effect. Is it real? I don't know. It sounds very logical to me. How can a butterfly's flap of its wings affect the other side of the world? Because everything is affected. Always. Everything you think, everything you emote, everything you feel, everything you do or not do, even in your not doing of a something, and even in a not doing of anything, you are doing a something. All right, let me look at my notes. The Dalai Lama. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping in a tent with a mosquito. Even the most seemingly insignificant beings can make quite a difference to someone. Hello, mosquito. Everyone you come in contact with gives you an opportunity to make a difference. Get off the couch and go make one's day. You probably heard about the butterfly effect, usually explained by the idea of a butterfly flaps its wings in Brazil and causes a hurricane in Texas. Premise ridiculous! Exclamation point. Of course they can't. There are millions of butterflies. If everyone caused the beginnings of a storm, Earth would be in chaos. Maybe said millions of butterflies have caused Earth's chaos. The thing is, that's not what the butterfly effect is about. It's about how tiny changes in a big system can have complex results. Systems, in this case, could be anything from weather patterns to how big groups of asteroids move, or how lots of people interact. The Mandela effect. Timelines have shifted. And the Mandela effect. Timelines have shifted. I have hung out with a girl, meaning 1994, 3 years ago. She told me of such a Mandela effect that she swore that at 1 o'clock in the morning, after going to a bar, crossing this little bridge somewhere out in the boonies, she came to town for a visit with her relatives. She goes, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go hang out somewhere. I'm just gonna find my way around town." She crossed a bridge, saw this little roadside bar, pulled in, bar atmosphere, bar ambiance, hung out for a little while, had a couple of drinks, decided it was time to go back to her relative's house, crossed the bridge. The next morning, her relative said, "So how was your night?" She says, "It was eventful. I hung out." He said, "Where did you go?" And she described to them where she went, and they say, "No such place exists." And she swore to me up and down, in and out, that she was there. the Mandela effect. And we're going to speak about the butterfly effect as well. Tonight is center of light, cause, effect, Mandela, and butterfly. Good to see you. Welcome out. I'm going to a song break. Going to be right back. Hello, everyone, you beautiful, sexy human creatures. Robert Harrison, for you, my bro.
Making one of 100 million pieces, making one of each and every heart, giving one love like you really mean it, seeing one in each other every day. Loving one is how to get to heaven. Sharing one, the love that you are. Hearing one, that little voice inside. Being one with all the people. Teaching one all the children about love. Lives to make a difference, caring for one who really needs a friend, opening one to truth that they see, lifting one to dwell in the kingdom, dwell in the sending one only thoughts of happiness, receiving one love that's your gift. Think as one ends the separation. Being one saves the world. Teaching one all the children about love. Causing one to feel peace too, and that's the way. That's the way. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Cause the world to feel peace too, and that's the way. Be one.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Good to see you tonight. Tonight is Center of Light. Cause, effect, Mandela effect, and the butterfly effect. You affect everyone, knowing or not. Imagine if you did it on purpose. Consciously. Everything you think affects yourself first and foremost. Then everyone in your immediate proximity who continues to chain, or the domino effect, outwardly, infinitely. This is the level of power you wield, you hold. Every second, every minute, every hour. This is the way of it. I gotta do a little something just because I can. It's fun. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe not. All right, good to see you. So hello Kathy, my sister from South Louisiana, you Cajun coon ass you. Man, I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna eat me some crawfish real soon, man. Shat. Hopefully, Kathy, it's gonna be Easter. The week of Easter. While my son is on school break, I believe. Bo says it's the way of it. So good to see you. I'm waiting right here. There's this beautiful little ferry that's going to show up. I was trying to find it. Should I find it? I think I might, just because of it. Either way, I'm looking for her. All right, let's move on to the next section. I love you too, Kathy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they are delicious. You better quit it. So tonight is Center of Light, Cause, Effect, Butterfly, Mandela. I got a couple of videos, audio bites. I can't do video because they're going to paint me on my hiney. I don't want to get a copyright slap. I just don't want to do it. I'm not stealing. I'm sharing. So, video number 1. Oh, where is you? The Mandela effect. What is it? I can explain it, but I like laying back and learning myself. So let's learn together.
Your target demographic. And every Wednesday we explain something, either a fandom, a hobby, whatever. Today we are explaining a phrase, and gosh, I don't know how to really start this, but let's talk about the Mandela effect. And it all starts with Nelson Mandela, even though it has very little to do with him. So let's start at the beginning. Nelson Mandela was a South African political activist who was imprisoned for 27 years and then became president of South Africa. However, a lot of people have these memories of him actually dying while in prison. These memories are absolutely fake and untrue because he went on to become the president of South Africa. So how could they remember him dying while in prison? There are many people that have shared stories about remembering seeing his widow on television and the exact details of his death. This was the first incident to really gain traction where a lot of people misremembered something. That a massive amount of people all thought that the past was something different than it really was. And someone actually coined the term Mandela effect. It was a paranormal consultant named Fiona Broom that coined this term. Another incident more recently that caused people to massively misremember something was the book series The Berenstain Bears. Now, I read these books when I was a kid, and I remember vividly that it was Berenstain, or Stein, E-I-N. But it turns out that it's actually spelled A-I-N, Berenstain Bears. And a lot of people misremember that, even though it was a book that you read constantly and you were constantly looking at, everyone misremembers. And here's one more example just to settle this. Let's talk about Monopoly. Let's talk about the Monopoly Man, Uncle Pennybags. That's such a weird name. If you were asked to describe him, and someone asked me, can you describe the Monopoly Man? And I said, yeah, he has a top hat and like a monocle. And nope, he does not have a monocle. So the real Monopoly Man does not have a monocle. Maybe we're getting that mixed up with the peanut guy. I don't know. But that's something that a lot of people say, no, he has a monocle. No, he doesn't. So all of those things are the Mandela effect. Why are we misremembering something so simple? Now this is where it gets a little strange, and this is where people start to figure out, well, why is this happening? Why do people misremember? And it comes down to alternate realities. That at some point there, let me break down what alternate realities are. This is where at every decision point, for every person, for every action ever done, there is a new universe created, a new reality, where there's a reality where my life is exactly the same, but for lunch I went and got McDonald's instead of Burger King or whatever. That all of these little choices split. So there are drastically different realities where Germany won World War II. You know, there's different realities where the wheel was never invented, or dinosaurs were not killed by the volcano or comet or whatever killed them. There are different realities for every single decision point. So people believe that this misremembering is where we bump up against another reality and maybe something crosses over, or some of our memories are different, or maybe we're not in the reality that we're supposed to be. That I remember Nelson Mandela dying, and maybe that's because in my reality he did. And now for some reason I'm here in a reality where he did not die and he went on to become president. What does that mean? There is no clear explanation for how this is happening. There is no answer for, well, here's why you remember things from other realities. Here's why you're not in the reality that you're supposed to be. But people do believe that these coincidences are more than just coincidences. That all of us misremember something because it was true for us. That maybe that's the way it was, and now it's not. But there is no clear answer as to why. So that is what the Mandela effect is. Now there's a much simpler explanation that the more logical of you might buy into. And that is the fact that we just misremember. And we simply go along with things that we are easily persuaded. So imagine this. If someone went up to you and they showed you the cover of the Berenstain Bears and they said, when I was a kid, I remember that being spelled differently. You weren't thinking about this. You weren't really paying much attention to this. You didn't really look at how it was spelled. So now you say, was it? I kind of remember that too, even though you don't. So there is just this go along with it nature, or you don't have those memories, so you fill in the blanks. Someone says, the Monopoly Man always had a monocle. And you're like, yep, that is now the way that I remember him. Because you didn't really have much of a memory about him before. So there's just this notion that it just happens that people say, oh yeah, and they kind of go along with it. That's a much easier to buy explanation than alternate realities. So, what do you think? Is there something that you remember vividly that was not true? And did you share this experience with anyone? Have you ever had one of these Mandela effect moments of your own? Any of these examples, did you remember it being spelled Berenstain Bears? Do you remember Uncle Pennybags having a monocle? Do you remember Nelson Mandela dying? Do you remember any of these things? So down in the comments, I want you to contribute, talk about the Mandela effect, what that means, and give me suggestions for other weird things like this that you want us to explain, because this is really interesting and kind of a new direction for us here, but I like it. So if there's other concepts, theories, things that you think it'd be fun to talk about, let me know. And make sure you like, subscribe, everything. Check out this video from last week where
Welcome back to the Center of Light Foundation. Dr. Katie Kamara and I have become a company, LLC, and I appreciate your support. And we're taking it tier by tier, by tier by tier, step by step, by pep by pep. It's good to see you tonight. Tonight is Center of Light Cause. Why? Because. And whatever it is we choose to be, we cause an effect. Mandela effect, as we've been talking about more recently. And the video for me, for you was an audio bite. But now we're going to move into the butterfly effect section. I strongly suggest, if you want to know a little more in a cinematic way about the butterfly effect, watch the movie with whatever his name is, The Butterfly Effect, Ashton Kutcher. So we're going to move into video number 2, audio number 2. Again, I have to bury these bites in sound effects or music so I don't get a spanking on my social media hiney. Video number 2, the butterfly effect. It's good to see you. Everything you think, everything you feel, everything you emote, even when you scratch, even when you kill that mosquito we talked about earlier with the Dalai Lama, the whole tapestry is affected. The whole tapestry is affected. Not only as time goes by, and the domino effect, immediately it's affected. It takes the linear period, at least in this level of mental capacity that we operate on. It's a little easier to digest now to future. It's a little more difficult to digest from here backward. But ass backwards, everything is affected. The tapestry is affected. The spider web senses the movement. It knows there's a glitch in the matrix. The butterfly effect. Stick around.
With a declining tendency toward religious faith and a depleting trust and sense of individual significance in systems of community, meaning, culture, economy, and state, facilitated in large part by the increasing proximity to vast amounts of information, many of us see ourselves as inconsequential specks destined to pass from dust to ashes with nothing to show for it. In some sense, this may be true. However, there is one unique source of profound scientific-based significance that we all possess, no matter who we are and what we do, without the requirement of any grand illusions of achievement or faith in anything beyond. Everyone, you, I, everyone we know, and everyone knows, is born with this, woven into the very fabric of our relationship with reality. We wear it in every moment, and it cannot be taken off, not even by ourselves. It is the fact that each of us will change the course of everything forever. Let's consider for a moment that time travel were possible, and you went back in time some significant number of years. If, while you were there, you affected something, changed something, influenced something to go differently, stopped or started something that would have otherwise happened or not, and so on. Even with just seemingly tiny, insignificant alterations, it would be highly likely that you would dramatically change the course of events throughout history thereafter. The preceding future would become, potentially, a completely different one, or at the very least, a notably different one. Most of us accept and understand this. It is the concern, fear, or premise of a vast majority of films, books, shows, and so on that include time travel as a plot device. We recognize that affecting a small thing in the past can dramatically change the present, but yet we rarely think about how affecting a small thing in the present can dramatically change the future. Right now, without time travel as an option, reality still works the same way. In every present moment, your actions, interactions, influences, stopping and starting of things, and so on, in some likely sense, change the course of the future. Not every little thing we do always has a major impact on the course of events, but many likely do, and we do many things, both big and small, all the time. This process of how seemingly tiny, insignificant changes can lead to huge consequences is explained by what is known as the butterfly effect, part of the branch of science and mathematics known as chaos theory. Chaos theory deals with systems known as chaotic systems that react with high sensitivity to tiny changes in initial conditions, and through chaos, compound and lead to the generation of completely different, unpredictable outcomes in later states of the systems. Chaos is sort of a misleading term because this process is not truly chaotic in a random sense. Chaotic systems function according to the laws of motion, physics, and deterministic principles like everything else. But because of their immeasurably complex factors and high sensitivity to minute variability in the initial conditions, they are just nearly impossible to predict and appear chaotic. Examples of chaotic systems include the weather, aspects of the brain, population dynamics, ocean turbulence, traffic flow, aspects of the economy, and so on. And of course, reality as a whole is a chaotic system. It is the total sum chaos of all the chaotic systems combined. The most chaotic system a system can be. And of course, we are in this, part and parcel of it. As a simplified example, consider a scenario in which a person is living with a roommate. At around noon, this person becomes hungry and decides to have a meal. From the options available at their apartment, this person decides to make a tomato salad, and they use the last communal tomatoes in their apartment. Later that night, their roommate plans to have someone whom they are dating over for dinner and intends to make a pasta dish with homemade tomato sauce. Before their date arrives, they realize they're now out of tomatoes and go to the grocery store to get more. When going to check out, by mere seconds, they get in line in front of another person. While checking out, the cashier mistakenly puts in the wrong code for the tomatoes and must clear out and re-input the code, the transaction totaling about 3 minutes. While on the drive home, the person who was behind them in line, now delayed by 3 minutes, just barely happens by a car accident that had occurred only a short moment earlier. This person who was in line happens to be an off-duty EMT, and after noticing one of the car accident victims on the ground unconscious, they pull over, get out, and provide the victim CPR, ultimately saving their life. This now rescued car accident victim, just recently having gotten married, goes on to live a normal life and have 2 children with their wife. Eventually, one of their 2 children goes on to become highly successful in the medical field and creates the formulation for a life-saving medication. As a result, thousands if not millions of lives are saved by this medication, allowing more lives and families to continue and be born. Further events would then continue on to and through these new individuals, affecting more events and leading to more people and things, building and compounding over time into a massive webbing of sprawling cause and effect, interacting with other chains of cause and effect along the way, all still interlinked with that original tomato salad. Of course, all of the events, even just the initial delay of the EMT, required many other places where slight changes occurred according to other causes. But ultimately, based on the butterfly effect, the effects of that one roommate deciding to eat a tomato salad would, at least in some varying degree of causality, continue on until the end of humanity, perhaps the world, and perhaps beyond. It is not uncommon to hear that one wants to change the world. It is the tagline to so many people's dreams and aspirations. It's a noble and virtuous enough ambition. Arguably, we should want to focus our efforts on intentionally doing as much good in the world as we can, trying to change it for the better, because perhaps the more people who try, the odds increase that it might. But ultimately, if one small action, like eating the last tomatoes, can potentially change the entire course of events in the future, what makes us think we could ever truly know the impact of our other actions? On the timescale of history, good, bad, and neutral events can never be fully known or identified. But what we can know is that our existence, although a seemingly insignificant fluke in a blip of time, through the butterfly effect, will flap out and leave its trailing legacy with potentially increasing dramatic effect for possibly the rest of history and perhaps beyond. Chaos theory takes away the long-term predictability of our actions, but gives us back a perpetual role in reality's operation. Your legacy, albeit indirect and anonymous, will continue. It is a flame whose fuse is anything in existence. This contemplation isn't a resolution or a placement to having a tangible, direct sense of purpose through the day-to-day responsibilities of a job, a career, a passion, a family, a friendship, and so on. But it is to potentially serve as a supplement for when, in those moments when some of the weight seems to suddenly drop out of these things, and they feel illusory, futile, or temporary, and we question if anything we do ultimately matters beyond us, if we mean anything to anything else. In these moments, we can remember that at least in some sense, we do so much, more than we would probably even like. In the final analysis, either no one matters at all or everyone matters completely. There is really no in between. No matter who you are, because of you, the course of reality's future will play out in a unique way. We are not only each the agents of our own story, but we are also the agents of the story of humanity, this earth, and perhaps beyond, collaborating on the unique expression of art that is the future. This video was sponsored by
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight has been Center of Light, Cause, Effect. There's so many little things I have to do between each segment. It's amazing. I love it. It helps my OCD. I was serious, but I was joking about that. So thank you, Kelly, for your hug. I am open to your ideas. Our ideas about presentations. I've done so many, but I would love to know where you might be, which you might want to expand further into. In so doing, the butterfly effect, you expand me into the capacity of what you embody, your curiosities, your desires. So I get to lean on you for a little while. Let me know what you're interested in. What might be an issue for you, or something you simply want me to support. Send me in the inbox, leave a message here. I'll know exactly what you're referring to. During this last video, the gentleman said, each of us change the course of life forever. Each of us. Every thought we think, everything we feel, everything we emote, everything we do, and everything we don't do. We are all participants. It's most beneficial if we become conscious participants, children of God. We're all creating our own heaven on earth, the house of many mansions, if you will. Everyone gets what they want. Isn't that the way it should be? There's enough freedom for everyone. I'm going to find that little fairy. She's so cute. Hang on one second. It's going to take me a second. So that is the video. Where you at, Tinkerbell? There she is. I'm going to start it right there. Tinkerbell. So we have been talking about cause and effect. You are so powerful. Even when you're not doing anything, you are affecting the cosmic tapestry, the cosmic spider web. From homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. Cause and effect. My dialogue with Spirit between 1996 and 1998. Spirit starts off, someone who believes the way they used to believe enters your energy field. Your new conviction will work on them at a level you may not be aware of, as well as they. Nonetheless, it will have a powerful effect of triggering within them the same changes you have found so beneficial. You must know that the closer I get to you, the more the law of cause and effect will be in play. Said another way, as my light pierces the illusion of time and space, which is definitely where we are in this space of grace, everything about you will become unmasked to reveal your shadow self or your own illusion. And I asked the question, are you saying that cause and effect will not be separate and that our thoughts will suddenly begin to manifest? Spirit says, right, kiddo. As the world keeps moving down its timeline from all those years ago, reality will indeed begin to immediately manifest from thought, because God power is wending its way through every soul on the planet, making now the perfect time to manifest your own life's desires. But before we can truly work and play together, I must first mirror to each of you with all my love exactly who you are as a thinking, feeling, doing, being. And I asked the question, so that's how the universe functions? Yes, Keith, exactly. The whole system of creation works in harmony, constantly learning and updating, ever expanding. And I am ready to reveal to all of you the progress we have made. The law of karma. You reap what you sow, cause and effect. This law ensures a divine order and keeps it that way. Your difficulty has been, until recently, you did not know that you are the one responsible for creating your reality. Keith, with your current way of looking at things, cause, then effect, is how you think it goes. Mandela effect, timelines being changed by the choices we have made via the butterfly effect that affects us and everyone, and the domino effect that happens because of. With your current way of looking at things, cause then effect is how you think it goes. But though you perceive the past and future to be completely different, spirit speaking, I do not. In actuality, there are two sides of the same coin. Cause implies a past intention when measured against effect, the manifestation of that intention over a linear period. Thus, the past and future have no choice but to be bridged by the eternal now, the wormhole that folds time and space. Believe me, the moment that you launch any intention, it is manifested. As long as humanity is lost and drunk in time, all manifestations will seem to come as future occurrences. But as you begin to release more fear, the time it takes for you to choose and to notice such manifestations will quicken. Only when you remove all doubt and mind clutter will you begin to assume mastership and be able to begin to manifest what you desire in a holy instant and anchor the divine principles for life. I love it so much. And then I asked the question, does time have any benefits? Right now, the buffer of time is of great benefit to you. For if it were not for this shock absorber, the fear encapsulated in your head, sort of a cushion to the butterfly effect, ish. A little sliver of it. Right now, the buffer of time is of great benefit to you. For if it were not for the shock absorber, the fear encapsulated in your head could not handle the events. Butterfly domino effect events. If it were not for this, the fear, right now the buffer of time is of great benefit. For if it were not for this shock absorber, the fear encapsulated in your head could not handle the events that might manifest immediately. Can you see why in the afterlife this is referred to as hell? And I say, yes, I can, because we exist in spirit. From there, yes, I can, because we exist in spirit form there, and cannot use time to act as our thought buffer. You catch on quickly. It is time that has fooled all of you into not knowing that you create your entire existence. The difference between all of you and me is that you have been caught up in its illusion and bound to the body. So you cannot possibly see the next reality you have created. Why? Because your ever active fear has denied you clarity and self-love. Everything we think, everything we don't think, everything we feel or don't feel, emote or don't emote. It's changing things forever. The cycle always has to sustain itself forever, fold within itself forever. It has to. It has to always turn within itself, have its own ahas, its own cosmic divine realization, its own epiphanies, to continue to eternally expand forever. We're changing the fabric of time and space forever. Always and forever, each moment with you. Take time to tell me you really care, and we'll share tomorrow together. I'll always love you. I'm not in singing mode, but you get the idea. Always and forever. You are in this endeavor forever. Nothing you can do about it. You will always exist. Everything you put out, you will get back. Nothing exists without you. Nothing. You take you out of the equation to a cosmic, eternal, no awareness sleep. Nothing exists. It is impossible. And everything is probable and possible. Well, Keith, if everything is possible, isn't that impossible? Could be possible? That's called going to sleep. Have some warm milk, rest well, and you wake up. Get back into the groove of your life. Tonight has been Center of Light. Cause. You the cause of it all. You the reason for it all. It's all been created because of you. Why? Because. And because of such becausing, you affect everything. As you move in your life, you are affecting everything. All life. Everything is moved by your movements or not. Strangely, in a spiritual context, no movement creates the greatest movement. The movement of no movement. And in there, you will find your delicious groovement. Peace, love, and I'll see you soon. Probably Tuesday. Center of Light Radio is coming back. My computer is up. Thank you, Dr. Katie Camara. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, all of you. Rena, Dana, Bob. Everyone who's contributed, however you chose to do that.